see if that worked. There you are. You're in. How are you?
I'm in. I'm great. And yourself?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. You want to
Great
introduce
to hear.
yourself?
Yep. So I am Natalie, and I work at Compass. I'm not 30 days in, but I'm definitely a newbie. And looking to just build my toolbox, gain experience, and just lots of information as I go through this journey. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much where I am. I was licensed and officially licensed at the top of March.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, you're, what have you done so far? Where are you at in your learning process? Have you got your business cards? Have you started going through your CRM? Have you created a CRM? Have you started going through your phone? What have you done so far?
So so far, so I haven't done that yet. But what I've been doing, so far, I've helped to um, I've helped the buyer get a condo, $500,000 condo in Harlem. And my second client, I'm working on by myself, and they are purchasing a home. And so I'm in the process of helping them with that. It's been a little challenge. They're first time buyers. They're kind of looking for a unicorn, if you will. Limited budget with, of course, needing a lot of room. So I've been helping them since the end of August. And so I've just been, taking them to homes and just, it's been a journey. So I've been learning a lot in the meantime, which is great. And that's kind of where I am. And I'm just taking advantage of now that I know that we're entering kind of a slower season, I've committed to, taking all the live, just reviewing all the recordings and workshops that Compass has available to, to the agents,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of, doing it that way in the meantime.
Fantastic.
So,
So,
yeah.
what is your goal this year? Have you sat down and written a goal out?
Well, my immediate goals for this year, I guess, to close out this fiscal year, I would love to get my buyers to be able to, we put in an offer this morning, but this is our fifth offer. The other ones they did not pass inspection, meaning they had a lot of significant structural damage that would cost so much money. So I'm putting in the fifth offer now,
Yeah.
hoping that it will get accepted. And of course, with my experience, I'm really hoping that it will pass inspection, granted that the offer is accepted. So that's kind of that's my immediate goal, to get them in contract before the year's up. For the first quarter of next year, my goal is to, again, while it's slower season, I mean, I'm open to having clients who really dig my heels into all of the learning, that, and just do a lot of information building so that when the spring approaches, when the second quarter approaches, I can, I'll be even more ready, and have a foundation so I can, you know, keep going successfully and making money.
Fantastic. I appreciate you coming in the room, and you sound like you're heading in the right direction. Um, so you're dealing with this one client, and they're kind of looking for a unicorn, something that really doesn't exist, correct?
To an extent, yeah. So I've encouraged them along the way to, not to lose sight of their goal, which is that the comfortable home for their family, but really, start to renegotiate some of their negotiable or non-negotiables, right? So that it's more in alignment with what's realistic, what's in the market for their budget and what they're looking for. So I'm always encouraging them to go back and just kind of rework the plan, not to discourage them or have them, buy into something that's completely not for them, but like, it's again get a little more realistic based on what's available for what their budget is and what they need for their family.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Um, let's just quickly reset the room. My name is Sam Silver. I'm with eXp Realty, and this room is all about newly licensed. Now what? Um, we go and take the test. We go study. We go and do all the sweat equity, and then we get our real estate license. And then it's now what? Well, you got to get your business cards. You got to put together a business plan because, as you know, this is real estate is a business. So you have to make sure that you have a business plan as well, goal sheets, things like that. Do you have a mentor, Natalie, by any chance?
I do not have a mentor. Yeah, the short answer is no, and I'm just going to share that, one of my best friends brought me into the real estate space, and she just basically was like showing me the ropes is not it's like a waste of her time because she's now doing $3 million upwards to $3 million homes in Brooklyn. So needless to say, it has ended our friendship, put me in a precarious situation because now I have to like look for a new team. And at the end, as it stands right now in real time, I don't have a mentor. I don't have anyone to turn to. So, that's why I'm just saying, all right, let me use my resources, Clubhouse being one of them, and of course, utilizing any learning tools that Compass has available to me.
Absolutely, I agree. So when you first start, you need to get a mentor. You're doing really well. I'm proud of you, and it takes a lot to start off and to get the first couple transactions. However, you do need somebody to bounce things off of when you're having that tough day. What is your big reason why that you're doing what you do? Um, have you ever sat down and wrote what wakes you up in the morning, what gets you out of bed, what is your reason why? They call it in a lot of the social media, they call it your big rocks or your big why. Have you ever done that?
Not expansively. I'm clear on my why, but hearing you asking that question is really, I'm clear that that's a prompt for me that it's time to really flesh it out some more, to get more intentional. That would support me with, you know, more with, identifying action steps that I can make and, you know, including, I'm sure, getting more resources like mentors. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your big why is what's going to get you out of bed every morning. It's going to focus you on when things are tough. It's going to help you get through it because it's a business like anything else. And if you wake up in the morning and you're not negotiating contracts, then you're out of business because our job is to meet with people, help them buy and sell, and to also network and to make connections every day. So if we're not doing any of those things, we wake up in the morning, if you don't have a transaction you're working on, you're unemployed. So waking up in the morning, understanding that, and then starting with proper mindset. Okay, I'll give you an example. You have a notepad?
I do.
All right. Write down, I am, fill in the blank. Meaning, I am successful. I am getting this offer accepted. I am, whatever it is that you want to achieve, Start writing it as I am, like you have achieved it already, in present tense. So I am, and you fill in the blank, whatever it is important to you that you want to do. Start writing it down, say like 10 things in front of you every day, and focus on that, because your I ams are your affirmations to achieve where you want to go. So there's something, it will help you with positive mindset. There's also a gentleman by the name of Paul Santisi. I listen to him on the YouTube all the time, and he has those I am statements in video, and you put your headphones on and you listen to them, and he says it over and over and over again, so that we stay in a positive mental aspect, because a lot of this business is mental. It's what we have to deal with every day. You know, we have so much negativity in this world. So we have to keep us grounded. We have to keep us focused. We have to keep us headed in the right direction, because, you know, people out there are going to be negative, and we know that. So in order for us to stay positive, we have to do positive mental, have a positive mental attitude, and think about the things that we want to achieve, because what we dream about, we think about. What we think about, we bring about.
That makes sense. Thank you for that. I actually wrote that down. Can you please share again the name of the gentleman's name that you listen to on YouTube?
Sure. Paul, Paul, Santisi, Santisis, I think. Hold on. I have a lot of computers. Um, Look up I am statements on YouTube, and you should be able to find him. Paul Santisi, Santisi, I think it is. But he's pretty amazing.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I'm definitely
Absolutely.
gonna, go over them.
Start with that positive mental attitude. You do that, and I want to make sure I don't forget anyone on the stage, because I'm kind of doing a short one today. But did I help you any with where you're at?
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing and engaging in conversation with me. That was
Absolutely,
very helpful.
man. I appreciate you, and you can also you can go to my realtymentor.club and take a look at what we have in there. And if you want to find out more about our program, let me know.
Sounds good. Will do. Thank you again. I'll be
Appreciate you.
listening.
I hope
Appreciate you.
wish you much success.
Thank you very much. You same to you.
Thank you. Javier, welcome to the room. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Sam?
I am unbelievable.
So am I. Life is great.
Absolutely. Welcome to the room. Thank you for coming in the room. And this is newly licensed. Now what? The first 30 days. Think about the first 30 days of getting licensed. What do you do?
Wow. So the first 30 days of getting licensed, there shall be a new email account created for your real estate business. There also should be actually another, a whole, man, that's a tough question, because there's so much that you
There is
have
a
to do
lot.
before you get licensed.
There is
Like,
a
I
lot.
tell people all the time, like, even before you get licensed, you should have already done a mock closing with a real estate agent who you're aiming to, learn from.
Hmm.
Also the mentor. But the most important thing I would stay on is the email address. Because I find that when people become real estate agents, they don't really differentiate their accounts quick enough, and things get a little bit out of control. And it's a slippery slope, especially when your broker gives you one and you take it and you use it to sign up for all your subscriptions, and then you may leave that brokerage in the future at some point, and then all your business is gone. And that's very, very harmful for a new agent. So I would say I would leave it there. New email address would be my first 30 days, first 30 seconds actually. of getting your license.
That's a
Can
great
I
one.
ask a clarifying? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Natalie. You can talk to Javier.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Javier, I wanted to ask a clarifying question. So it sounds like you're saying have my own email address, right? So if I ever leave Compass, right, my brokerage firm, that I'm doing business not through my Compass email, but through, let's say, if I bought a domain, Natalie Diaz, and now it's Natalie@NatalieDiaz.com, and I'm doing business through that email versus my brokerage email. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, 100%. One of the most important things as new real estate agents and as real estate agents in general is we must look at ourselves as a small business. And everything that you generate, that you create, everything that you do is yours. Now, of course, when you sign a contract with your broker, since you're with Compass, you know, that's a partnership. That's a business partnership. And your broker has a percentage that they get paid every time you generate a deal. But there is a lot of things that you're going to, gain, a lot of knowledge you're going to gain, a lot of clients you're going to gain along the way. And if you decide to leave, you still should be able to work with those clients. You still should be able to take advantage of everything that you've done, such as if you made, let's just say, a lot of templates and content using Canva, but you utilize the brokerage email address that they assigned to you to set up Canva. And somehow, some way, you leave the brokerage. Now, if you don't have a backup for that, everything that you did in Canva under that account is now gone. You follow me?
Yes.
And that's something that, see, my whole position for new agents is very disruptive because I like agents to utilize leverage. So utilize that leverage into increasing your value by maintaining that whole bubble because you need it, right? Whenever you go to an open house, like you're up in New York, if you're doing an open house, that open house sign-in sheet should be utilized as a CRM. You should literally take every single sign-in sheet of open houses you have done and contact people and find out how things are going, right? Not trying to take them away from the agents that they're working with, but just seeing how things are. Sooner than later, you're going to find out that most agents don't follow up with their clients or even care about their clients. And they become your clients. But you wouldn't have them if you didn't save those open house sign-in sheets. Same thing goes with your emails.
Got it.
That's
Thank you. That was really helpful.
that is very helpful, Javier. I appreciate that. And Natalie, you know what a CRM is, correct?
Yes.
Okay. For those in the room that are new agents that don't understand what a CRM, that is your database. That is your clients, that is your contacts, that is your sphere of influence. All those people that you know, like, and trust, and that know, like you, and trust are your CRM or your database. So I just want to make sure that anybody in here that doesn't understand what that is, that they at least know, because we use a lot of strange words and shortcuts in, when we talk. So I want to make sure nobody was confused if they're newly licensed or new to business. So, and that's very important to have, having all that information. Also having the information of birthdays, anniversaries, dogs' names, cats' names, birds' names, all those things that you think, oh, I didn't think about that. You ever thought of, make sure that you have their anniversaries down, make sure you have birthdays. You can send a card to somebody on a half birthday. Have you ever thought of that? Send it on a half birthday. Look at their birthday and send it on a half birthday. Happy half birthday to you. You're celebrating yourself, you're separating yourself from all other agents out there that are sending stuff on birthdays. You could send it on a half birthday. Has anybody ever sent a client a card for their animal's birthday? Kind of interesting. Separate yourself from other people. Other people aren't doing stuff like that. Um, Make sure, as a real estate agent, you send a gift to the person that refers you a client even before anything happens from it. So somebody offers you, and it's really easy to do it. You could do it with the Starbucks. You could do it with other companies out there. You could send them a card with money on it for them to get a cup of coffee. But focus on taking care of those referrers and giving them something for just telling you, well, this person might be moving. Send them something of value to them for that. You know, as a new agent, you have to think a little bit different. But those are a couple ideas I thought of when it comes to taking care of your clients and then taking care of those referrers that send you clients because they're valuable. You can get so much business through somebody that is your referrer, and make sure you take care of them. And then after it closes, make sure you send them a present as well as the person that you've helped, because then you're making sure that you let them know that they are appreciated for the referring as well as for the closing. So there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about. This is going to be a really short room. Matthew, how can I help you?
Hey, it's my first time here. I appreciate it. I've been an agent for about 9.5 years, but I've within the past year started mentoring some of our newer agents. So this is a fantastic room, and Javier is a fantastic person for everybody to know. One thing for Natalie, real quick, that kind of popped in my head is, you know, when you're, it sounds like you're spinning your wheels with those buyers. You know, maybe, you know, it's about setting expectations for the buyers, and maybe them, if they're unrealistic, show them what their money buys as compared to what their dreams are and what the true costs are. Might help them out. And I would suggest either trying to find a mentor in your office, maybe paying them a referral fee for a couple deals if you have to have them really take you along. And try to join the mastermind group as well. You can join them, you know, find them on Facebook. I joined one with a bunch of agents that I work with, and it really works for me. I think something big for agents in the first 30 days is not being a secret agent. Most people think that all your friends are going to call you. They're not, unless you let everyone know. I have a new mentee for a week. She's got 4 buyers lined up and 2 sales so far because she's not afraid to tell everyone, not be pushy, but she's not afraid to tell everyone. And I think the biggest thing for me that I just got better with recently is kind of all the stuff you were talking about, Sam, with the cards and, you know, sending the cards. So once you get a referral, is my CRM was a disaster. My database was a disaster until, you know, about last year, and I'm trying to catch it up to 8 or 9 years worth of people. And it's so difficult. I missed out on birthdays, on first, you know, anniversaries on the closing of the home, on the 5th. And for me, I'm, you know, just trying to catch it up is a disaster. And you know, I wish I would have at the beginning just put my database together, stuck with it, and had a plan, a solid plan from the beginning, which I didn't have.
So Matthew, let me ask you a question. Do you know what the memory of a goldfish is?
No, I would assume it's short.
It's 3 seconds. So if you forget about, you know, all that's because you're looking at something that's like an elephant right now, right? And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Go back to what you have and just take one step at a time. What I did the other day is I actually went through my phone. I had 7,000 in my phone, and I'm down to 2,100. So you may want to do just one step at a time. From I've been in business for 20 years, and it's the first time I actually got an app. I purchased it, and it went through my phone, and it got rid of duplicates, and it got rid of ones that didn't have phone numbers and email addresses. And I was like, wow, that's a big weight off my shoulder. I can handle 2,100 because I can email to that. So be a goldfish. Forget about the bad stuff. Be a goldfish. Give it 3 seconds and drive on. Because if we think about the stuff in the background, we think about stuff that we have no control over anymore, it's going to stop us from going forward. And you as a mentor, you understand. So tell your mentees, be goldfish. Give them 3 seconds to dry their tears, or to have their fit, or to get angry, and say, okay, you have to be a goldfish. You need to forget it, and we need to go on because you have no control over what happened in the past.
Yeah, and we had one of her potential buyers would have been a fifth, just couldn't get qualified. And I said, so what do? And she goes, I don't know. It really stinks. I go, give her a call, cheer her up, let her know that we're here for them. But next, move on to the next person you can help.
There's a great book called Next too. It's actually a multi-level marketing book. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. It's called Next, and it talks about, some will, some won't. So what? Next.
I think taking the emotion out of everything is difficult to teach some people sometimes, and unfortunately, it's a business, and you have to continue to move on.
Also, if they have that emotion and they let that emotion slow them down, what will happen is it will snowball. If you get angry, you're going to attract more things that get angry. If you're happy and you say, okay, no problem, let it roll off your back like a duck, and say, okay, there are how many millions of people in this world that need our help, that need our assistance, that need a professional real estate agent, that are being bombarded by the awful big box stores out there that make our job look like it's not important. We need to connect with those people and educate them on what those big box stores are doing and educate them on what we do and why it has value. So, yeah, absolutely. It's hard. It's hard to do when you're emotional. And if they realize that emotion is going to stop them from moving forward, because everyone in this room's probably been late for an appointment, right? And you're on the freeway and you're all anxious, you're all nervous, you're all freaked out that you're going to be late. And then what happens? Semi's in front of you. There's an accident. It's called the law of attraction. What you think about, you bring about. And emotion is one of the strongest things in law of attraction. So if you have the positive emotions, you're going to get positive things. If you have the negative emotion or the doubt or the frustration or the envy or any of those negative emotions, what you're going to bring about is the negative energies. So I know myself. If I'm running late for something, everything in its power gets in front of me to make me even more late, and it doesn't help. So if we took that and said, okay, well, the law of attraction says what we think about, we bring about, and the energy can't be destroyed, it only changes forms. So if energy changes forms, if we think positive things, thankfulness, first thing you wake up in the morning, you think what you're thankful for. Take 1 minute and put a notepad out and write all the great things that you're thankful for. Your family, your kids, your health, being able to breathe, being able to see, all the things that most people they don't think about until they lose those things. So first thing in the morning, wake up, write down what you're thankful for. Put it on a pad, because if you write it with a pen, your brain has the connection with your writing. So that's the difference in typing something out. Typing it doesn't do the same thing. It doesn't have the connection with your hand to your brain. So take a notepad out. Scribble down what you're thankful for. Your beautiful house, your wife, your kids, your being able to breathe, being able to get up, be able to walk. I mean, there's so many things we can be thankful for. Being healthy during this COVID craziness. Be thankful. And if you start with thankfulness, you never know where you're going to go, because you'll attract more of that things to be thankful for.
I think with the mindset, you were saying the I can, write down all your I cans. For like 8 years, everybody I always hear on training sessions say, fake it till you make it. And I was like, that sounds terrible. To me, it's a terrible mindset. And I just heard somebody recently say, do it until you become it. And for me, that was so much more powerful and positive to say that you can do something. Continue to do it until you're strong and positive and you know you can do it.
Absolutely, do it until you can do it. Another thing is practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if you keep doing something over and over again and it's not perfect, then you're gonna do that same thing over and over again and it's still not gonna be perfect. So if you practice and get that perfection and then go out and do it, practice with people. I mean, role play. David, I'm trying to think of his last name. He has a clubhouse room. He talks about role playing. He's got a great room on role playing. Go ahead, Javier.
No, I said his last name is Hill. It's David Hill and Aaron Wittgenstein.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome.
And they have role playing classes, and you can go in there and it's not easy to role play with a realtor because they know what you need to say. You know what? Your clients don't have a script. Your clients don't have a script. You have a script. However, what you do is you take that script and you adjust it for yourself. So you repeat a script, then you take that and you change it for yourself. But practice makes perfect. Absolutely. It becomes it becomes your words because you hear it enough and you understand what the concept is and then you change it to who you are.
Somebody jump in on that?
Absolutely, Javier. Go ahead.
Yeah, because this is one of my favorite topics. So we practice scripted dialogue, and that's one of the major keys for new agents to really gravitate towards. There's a lot of scripts out there. Anybody who's a coach or anybody who's a mentor has a script that they started with or that they're, using as a base. But the key is to take that script and just like Sam is saying, taking it so script to dialogue. And I'm telling you guys, the best thing to do, and we talk about this all the time as well, is micro farming, right? When you have enough information about a particular person or a particular neighborhood, those cold calls turn to warm calls. So you're calling and you are having that dialogue immediately. And it's really not as nerve-wracking as it may seem, right? A lot of people think spending money on lead generating companies are the way to be. Now they work. And that's another thing I want to throw out there. Everything works. That's the problem, right? Everything works. That's the problem. So when you start to develop those strategies like the micro farming and understanding what's going on in a particular area, when you do make those phone calls, when you do send out those letters, things are more personable. People love that. And that's going to allow you to, overcome those obstacles much easier and allow you to maintain that control of the conversation, right? Because most of the time when someone hits you with something you wasn't prepared for, you fumble and you just want to get off the phone as fast as possible, right? So just wanted to add that in, saying that is one of the coolest things that new agents should focus on. So thank you again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jen looks like she's on the phone. So Patricia, how can we help you? Patricia, are you there? All right, cat got her tongue. Anyways, let me do a quick room reset. Newly licensed, now what? Newly licensed, what's the next first, or the first 30 days, what are you supposed to do? Get business cards. You're supposed to sit down and go through your sphere of influence and your contacts in your phone. You're supposed to start connecting with people and calling them on the phone, finding out how they are, and not talking real estate. Because if you call somebody when you haven't talked to them in a while and start talking real estate, that's not genuine. That's not showing that you're a genuine person. They're going to say, well, what does he want? You haven't talked to me in 5 years. What does he want? So connect with people, reconnect with people that you would see at a store and you would recognize. Think about your phone. When you talk about people on your phone, who would you recognize at a store? Those are the people you want to connect with. because those are the people that you're going to already have connections with. So that's my advice about going through your phone, because there's a lot of people in our phones, and there's a lot of people we don't even know. And you can actually go through your phone and say, look at a phone number and say, I don't know who that person is. Call that person. Say, I'm just going through my phone and we had made a connection sometime, in the last 5 years, and I just wanted to touch base and see, where did we meet? I mean, something like that is a great way to get to know somebody or reconnect to somebody and find out if there's a relationship there that's worth keeping in your phone. So that's something you could do with your phone. Another thing, when you connect with people, make sure you have thank you cards. Make sure you have thank you cards in front of you. So you call somebody, you're done with the conversation, have a great conversation. Write down on a card. It may take you longer to do it, but write down on a card some of the things that you talked about. Say, thank you for taking your time with me, because time is our most valuable asset, because we don't get any more of it. And it doesn't matter how rich we are, how poor we are, we all have the same 24 hours. So time is the most valuable asset that we have. So thank you card. Thank you so much for taking your time with me. I really appreciate it. And put your name, put your phone number, don't put anything about real estate. And then when you go to put your newsletters or whatever you plan on taking out, creating for your monthly, send them that newsletter and say, and then what it will do is the phone call and the card will connect to them at an unconscious level. And when they receive your newsletter, oh, okay, he just transferred into, or she just transferred into real estate. Fantastic. Keep her in mind when I decide to do something. So make it deliberate, but don't make it, don't be a insurance agent or the ones that you see coming in is like, okay, an Amway agent. You see coming and you run the opposite direction. So be real, be authentic, and then you will see success from being authentic, because authenticity you can't fake. So we have we got Kelly down there, and Kelly, thank you so much for telling me that you really appreciate the rooms. It that motivated me to put together a room, even though I'm not doing a long room, but it definitely got me to open my room. So appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you folks in this room. I wanted to get into I got a friend that started a room. His name is Bam, and I didn't want to run over his room, so I only wanted to do this for about a half an hour. Is there something that I could touch base? Anybody in the audience want to say something, or anybody have something urgent that they have to say? Because I want to go and give him some value in his room.
I got one thing.
Go ahead, Javier.
For all the real estate agents in the room, make sure you're keeping your eye on your CE credits. Very important. And your taxes. Very important. As we run through the hustle and bustle of our everyday lives, being awesome agents that we are, we forget things. And those two things we cannot forget. So, for those agents in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and I believe New York, if I'm not mistaken, Triple Play is a phenomenal way to get your CE credits all in one blow. So, just keep that in mind, guys. I know I've never forgotten it, but I've always waited to the last minute to get my CE credits. So just wanted to point that out. It's very much a big deal. And your taxes. Pay your taxes, people.
Yeah, right now we have the ethics CEU, or continuing education credits. So make sure you have your ethics done, because it will affect your brokerage. If you don't have your ethics done, they will get a notice that you didn't get your ethics done, and it could affect their license as well. So yeah, ethics is a really big one right now to get that done. But that being said, I appreciate you all coming to this room. I hope you got some value. Um, Hit me in the back channel if there's anything that you needed to talk about or you wanted me to bring about in maybe the next room. Let me know, and I'll be happy to bring it up. Because your time is the most valuable asset, and I appreciate your guys' time. And follow me over into Bam's room because he's unbelievable and he's helping these incredible business owners to get more business. So, and he's also giving back to communities. He's helping people that are incarcerated with jobs and things like that. And he really, really cool. So follow me into Bam's room. I'm going to close this one and I'm going to switch right into Bam's room. And I will start this room again tomorrow. Time, I'm not sure yet. It depends on what I have left to handle when it comes to transactions. I got a couple of transactions going right now that need my overview. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go to realtymentor.club and follow me into Bam's room. God bless, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you, Sam. Much appreciated.
Absolutely, Natalie. My pleasure. Let me have Title call you on that. Oh, I'm still on. Thank you so much for coming into the room. I appreciate you. And I will talk to you soon. Doug, let's see who we got in here. Wow. Lucy, thank you for the hat comment. Fabulous. See, that's it. Hey, how are you? Daughter wants to know if it's better to do commercial residential property selling after you receive your real estate license. Um, Call me. Call me on that, and we'll talk about that because it depends on what your daughter wants to do after she gets licensed. So give me a call on that. I don't know if you're still here, but let's see. That's Jacob. What's up, Jacob? Hey, Tracy. All right. I'm going to go into Bam's room and give him some love. Let's see. And I'm going to close this thing because I'd rather do the thing for Bam also. We'll talk to you soon on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.